morning, students. Okay, in the last classes, we have discussed about the scholarship jacket, isn't it? Okay, in this chapter, we have discussed about a student who was brilliant in the school, in the class, and there was a system which have offered a scholarship jacket in 8th standard. But the students, they have a rule to select for this scholarship, that was should be the student should be a highest or high scorer every classes 1 to 8. That is the condition. Then our character, a student is coming from the poor family, she was very brilliant and was the highest scorer of the class. But unfortunately, the board have changed their rules and regulations that they want to pay who the student or the high scorer want to pay money for the jacket. And in order, if they have not ready to pay the money, it will be given next one. So the student eagerly waiting for this jacket because she had not get any jacket in his career, sports, athletic, etc. She did not get anything. And she said to her grandfather about this payment, but grandfather rejected it. He said to her that if you have paid the money, it is not the scholarship jacket. It have not get the value of this jacket. We also know when we are giving something, you can buy trophies, mementos, whatever may be from the shop. You are pay the money, you are giving the money and buying a bundle of mementos and put in your house. There is no benefit. There have no any benefit. But in accordance with our performance, we have get any memento, any trophy. Then we are that put in the showcase, and somebody's are looking there. That is our proud. We will get the proud. So grandfather said like that. Next day, principal asked to her, what did your grandfather said? So she said that my grandfather did not ready to pay this money. Rest of the chapter we can go through this 2 days. Look here, page number 143. The principal muttered something I could not understand under his breath and walked over the window. He stood looking out and something outside, he looking bigger than usual when he stood up. He was a tall, gaunt man with grey hair, and I watched the back of his head while I waited for him to speak. The student, she replied, what did her father said? Then grandfather muttering means murmuring. He is speaking something in silence, but could not hear. She couldn't understand anything, but he is murmuring something, isn't it? Then he stand up and go in the inside of near of the window and looking something out. At the time she is watching on her. Sorry, she is watching at him. What is doing? Something. She watched. Then his body shape is very gaunt man. What is gaunt man? Do you know? Gaunt man means thin and tired, looking because of age of hunger. Age of hunger. That is gaunt man. Okay. Why? She is waiting for principal's answer. Why? He finally asked, your grandfather has the money? He owns a 200-acre ranch. Your father have money. Money have his own. Then why he did say like this? I looked at him, forcing my eyes to stare dry. I know, sir, but he said if I had to pay for it, then it would not be a scholarship jacket. I stood up to leave. I guess you will just have to give it to John. Then she said that, I know, sir, there I have money with my grandfather, but my grandfather said that if I pay the money for this jacket, this is not the scholarship jacket. That is why he rejected. Then she said that, okay, sir, you can give this jacket to who? John. You want to give this jacket to John? You can. I had not mean to say that. I had just slipped out. Really, the student, she did not want to say this, but automatically it was slipped. Unfortunately, it was slipped. Which one? You can give it to John. That way. I was almost at the door when he stopped me. Martha, wait. Isn't it? Martha is the student name Martha, you know. Then Martha is going. Martha leaving from the office. Principal's desk. Almost he reached at the door. Then principal called, Martha, look there, wait. Then she looked. I turned and looked at him, waiting. What did he want now? I could feel my heart pounding loudly in my chest. Something bitter and veiled. Tasting was coming up in my mouth. I was afraid I was going to be sick. I did not need any sympathy speeches. He sighed loudly and went back to his big desk. He watched me biting his lip. Really, Martha is shivering. He became afraid because he replied. He what? He not Martha. She replied to principal of the institution. So, he is shivering. His fear, afraid. What have to be done? She is waiting. She looking by, fearing his debate is increasing. Isn't it? Then principal bite his lip and look at her. Okay, we will make an exception in your case. I will tell the board. You will get your jacket. I could hardly believe my ears. I spoke in a trembling rush. Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. Principal said, oh, I will tell to the board something exception to you. Your jacket will get you. Isn't it? Then he's rushing, trembling rush. Trembling means with shivering voice. His voice is not correct. With shivering, she said, oh, okay, sir. Like that. Suddenly, I felt great. I did not know about adrenaline. Adrenaline means a hormone that when released in the body create feeling of high energy of excitement. Means that is he got excitement, happiness. But I knew something was pumping through me, making me feel as tall as the sky. I wanted to yell, jump, run, and mile, do something. I ran out so I could cry in the hall where there was no one to see. When she heard this voice from the principal, he get an excitement. He get happy, very happy mood, isn't it? Then she she don't know what she want to do. Run, jump. What is very excitement, happy mood. Then he want to cry loudly in the room in which there there have no anybody to hear her voice. Okay, take page number 144. Okay, at the end of the day, Mr. Sakmit winked at me and said, I hear you are getting the scholarship jacket this year. His face looked as happy and innocent as a baby's. But I knew better. Without answering, I gave him a quick hug. Hug means shake hand. Ran to the bus. At the end of the evening, at the end of the day, Mr. Sackmit come and said to her, Martha, that, oh, I heard you are getting the scholarship jacket in this year. Martha heard this and she did not ready to reply anything. She gave the shake hand and ran away to the bus. I cried on the wall home again. I cried on the walk home again, but this time the tears were of happiness. I could not wait to tell Grandpa and ran immediately to the field. I joined him in the row where he was working, and without saying anything, I crouched down and started pulling up the weeds with my hands. Grandpa walked alongside me for a few minutes, and he did not ask what had happened. After I had a little pile of weeds between the rows, I stood up and faced him. We already discussed there have a little distance between house and bus stop. So Martha want to walk to the home. When she was walking, she is crying. But today's cry comes because of the happiness, isn't it? Then she want to say this happy news immediately to the grandfather. So she immediately went to the field. Grandfather was working there. Then Martha, without say anything, she joined to help the grandfather. She is plucking out the weeds, grasses, in the field, the ginger field. We are plucking out the grasses, which are which are not in the field, just not a cultivation, isn't it? Then she plucked out a bundle of grasses, weeds from there, and at that time Grandpa really see her. Grandpa saw her, but grandfather did not ask anything about what had happened. Then what happened? The principal said, he is making an exception for me, Grandpa, and I am getting the jacket after all. That is after I told him what you said. Grandfather is not ready to ask anything about today's what happened in the school. So Martha said to grandfather, when I said what you said to me, to the principal said that there was an exception for me, you will get your jacket. Grandpa did not say anything. He just gave me a pat on the shoulder and a smile. But grandfather did not say anything. He pat on the shoulder and a smile. Because this was about his like or his grandfather is like her, isn't it? Grandfather congratulated by pat on the shoulder and smile. That's all. He pulled out the crumpled red handkerchief that he always carried in his back pocket and wiped the sweat off his forehead. He take the kerchief on his back and he wiped forehead. Okay. Better go see if your grandmother need any help with supper. Then grandfather said to her that you can go to your home. You want to help. If your grandmother want to help to prepare food, supper, you should help her. You can go to home. I gave him a big grin. He did not fool me. I skipped and ran back to the house, whistling some silly tune. Then, what did it hear? She done there something joke. Then she ran. She ran to the home. This is the chapter of scholarship jacket. In this chapter, there is a message, a good message. What is that? What is that? The gift, the scholarship jacket. Here, the symbol of scholarship jacket, but the prizes, whatever may be, which kinds of prize, that is why. We are pay something and getting the scholarship, getting the ownership, getting something, certificate. For example, certificate, we can pay the money and we will get the certificate, means there have no value for this certificate. That is why, isn't it? In this present occasion, in this precious moment, in this nowadays, they have a lot of opportunities. Which opportunities? Bad opportunities. Somebody's have getting the certificate, which the newses we have hearing and reading on the newspaper, watching on the television, whatever may be. They are handled some sort of certificate by offering money, by giving them bundle of money. They have no qualification. They have certificate. But these kinds of certificate will not get any value. So, we would not ready to like that. Okay, this is a very moral message which I have shared through this, the scholarship jacket, by Martha's experience. Okay, I hope you all get me, isn't it? So we can wind up the class. You read the chapter very well by understanding the meaning. If you have any doubt, you can ask. It will be clear. So we can wind up the class. Okay, thank you.